As people who do card magic, we all want a trick that we can perform with any deck of cards that requires little to no practice and still blows people away. This might be the one. What up, crew? It is Magic Monday, and this is your place to learn Magic, master performance, and captivate audiences. Now, this may come as a shock to you, but today I'm going to be showing you a card trick. Let's do it. Alright guys, so check this out. Bam, using a different deck today. I'm going to start off by first, of course, taking the cards right out of the tut case, tossing that over to the side. Then we're going to give it a quick little shuffle, and that should be good enough. Now I'm going to take this pile, and if the spectator was here, I have the spectator do this, is split this deck into 4 separate piles. So here we go, just to speed through this. Alright, now that this is all done, I'm going to ask the spectator to select any one of these 4 piles. Let's say they selected this pile right here. We'll take this pile now, put it on top of this one, and we'll repeat the same thing for this side. Now the spectator has a free choice on what deck they would like, so they can either pick this deck right here or this deck right here. Let's just say they selected this one. So they get that deck, and I get the other one. Now we both have the free will, right, completely free will, to shuffle up our decks as much as we'd like. There we go, spectator shuffling up this, I'm shuffling up this. Now the spectator can go ahead and pick out any card they'd like from their pile. So any card that they'd like, let's just say they selected this card right here. Now, at this point, me as a performer, I'm gonna hand my deck right over to the spectator. The spectator can now take their card, put it anywhere they'd like in my deck. Okay, and at this point, being the performer, I'm gonna get my eyes closed. Is that the way to say it? I'm gonna close my eyes as the spectator shuffles up thoroughly their packet. Okay, some of these. We'll even throw in one of these. Boom, there we go. Now that card has thoroughly been shuffled and lost into this part of the deck, this half of the deck. At this point, me being the performer, I'm going to open my eyes back up and I'm going to try to find the spectator's selected card, okay? Now, this is the really cool part. This part is really cool right here. I want you to do me a favor. Just think of your card. Are you thinking of your card? Okay, you're thinking about it, right? Just look into my eyes real quick. I know I'm a little slightly off camera. Just look into my eyes. Hold on. Okay, I've seen into your soul, and I want to say that this is not your card, or this one, or this one, or this one, or these, or these, or these, or any of these, or this, or that, or this, or that, or this, or that, but there's just this one card that you selected right here, and the name of your card, what was the name? That's right, the Jack of Clubs. Alright everybody, so welcome to the tutorial. Just a little bit of background on this effect. It's known as Stop and Think by Jordan. And I think it's a really, really great effect. One thing you do have to take into account is that there is a bit of a setup required, but once you have the deck set up, you can perform it exactly like how it was shown in the performance. So let's go ahead and break it down. So the basis of this whole trick revolves around having 2 very unique piles. Let's say, for example, the first pile was all red cards, second pile was all black cards. If we took a card from the red pile that the spectator selected and put it into the black pile, the performer that's going through the black pile could easily tell the spectator selected card because it was the only red card in the whole black pile. So that's what this trick really uses, except of course it's much more complex than red and black. As you can see, if you look through the deck, you don't really see any real pattern. The setup of the trick, as I mentioned, will involve splitting the deck into 2 piles. The first pile will be black odd cards and red even cards. So odd cards are ace, 3, 5, 7, 9, jack, and king, while the even cards are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and queen. All right, so black odd, red even, and the other pile is the exact opposite, black even and red odd. Once you have these 2 piles created, the next thing you need to do is kind of alternate and create one pile. So one from the right, one from the left, and kind of really have to just go through this. If you're good at Pharaoh shuffling, which I actually should have done, would have made my life so much easier. If you're good at Pharaoh shuffling, a nice Pharaoh shuffle would work as well. But since we already started, let's just go through this. Now that the deck has been prepared, we're ready to perform. Before I do any kind of setup card trick, when I pull the deck out first for my performance, I like to give it a full deck false shuffle. I'm not going to go too much into detail on that because it's definitely difficult to learn, but if you do want to learn it, I'll put the link on the screen description So I do a full deck false shuffle. If you don't want to learn that, you can do a couple of false cuts. I have video tutorial on that as well, so you guys can go ahead and check it out. The link on the screen, description, wherever it is. It's somewhere. Once you've done all that, I like to start off this trick by handing the deck over to the spectator and asking them to deal out 4 piles, okay? So let's just quickly deal out these 4 piles. All right, once these 4 piles have been dealt, what you'll need to do for this trick is to take pile 1 or take pile 3, merge these 2 together, and take pile 2 and take pile 4 and merge those 2 together. What I did in my performance is I asked the spectator to select any one of these piles, and I had them laid out like this, I believe, and whatever pile they picked, I picked that one up and put it on top of the deck behind it. All right, but you can choose to do this in any way you'd like. Let's just say we did it in this way, right? So this is pile 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe. Yep, I just checked, and that is correct. All right, so this pile is going to go on top of this one, and this pile is going to go on top of this one. Right, so I have a spectator select any of the piles. Let's just say this one, put this back here, and put this back here. Now, what's really has been done, right? This is actually pretty cool. What's been done is you are in the exact same position you were before you started setting up for the card trick, or while you were setting up for the card trick. This whole pile now has odd cards that are black, even cards that are red. And this pile now has even cards that are black, odd cards that are red. All right, so the spectator now has a free will to select any of these 2 piles. Let's say this one, we get this one. We both shuffle up our piles. It really doesn't matter. And the rest of the card trick is pretty self-explanatory, but just to show you what I like to do in my performance is I give the spectator this pile, they take it, whatever it is, they shuffle it up. And then they select out any card they'd like. They can either look through while selecting out a card or pick one at random. So there we go. They selected the Ace of Diamonds, right? And at this point, it's best in your performance if you close your eyes, turn your back or something, and ask the spectator to place the card into your deck. So at this point, the spectator is holding your deck. They're holding their card. They're putting it wherever they want. They can shuffle it up, so you have no idea. So your back is turned, your eyes are closed. The card is completely lost, right? To the spectator, it looks like we dealt cards randomly. We had shuffled in the beginning, and the card is completely lost. There is no possible way you know what the selected card is. But of course, you can go in and do some kind of method in your reveal, because you wouldn't just want to go through and be like, okay, well, which one's different? Oh, it's this one. There it is. There's the selected card. That would be pretty stupid. You want to do some kind of build up to it. What I like to do in card tricks like this, for example, let's say this is lost somewhere in the center, it's shuffled, whatever it is. I like to kind of spread it out like this and kind of use my hand and try to read the spectator when I'm doing this. So then I start eliminating cards a couple at a time, right? Eliminate like this, and really narrow down to where the spectator selected card is, right? So like this, and then you can kind of start using like some kinds of logic, like, okay, well, I'll have 50-50 shot. Chances are you didn't pick any of the jacks or something like that, and really narrow it down to the spectator selected card. This way, it really builds up, what's the word for it? Really builds up a lot of suspense to see if you'd even get the spectator selected card. Of course, you know you will. Spectator probably knows you will, but you can kind of throw them off your scent here and there a little bit. But the point is, you get the spectator's card, reveal it, their mind is blown, you feel pretty good about yourself, life is good. And of course, we can't end Magic Monday without a quote of the week, so this one is by Albert Einstein. He says, if you want to live a happy life, tie it to a goal, not to people or things. Alright guys, have a great rest of your week, and if you want to check out some more content, click on this video right here. I'll see you there. Peace out.